Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? It's been a while once again, but um, as I said in the last video, I wasn't like too much in the mood for uploading, but this is gonna change. This week is gonna be this video is gonna be ITL week 10, and you will get some IDM content soon, as well as another league that I'm joining, which I'm very hyped about, where we just finished the draft. So I should be back more frequently, um, hopefully, unless I lose my passion for Mons completely, but that's not the case at the moment. So here we are. ITL week 10. I don't know. The last match upload was probably like week 7 or so, but this is the last week of the regular season. The ITL was intended to go for 13 weeks at first, but I'm the commissioner of this league, and yeah, battles didn't get done on time for like quite a while, and it really was a drag running this league because some guys weren't as committed as I hoped they would be. So I decided to cut the league to 10 weeks so we got this over with, because at this point during the season almost every playoff spot was already locked in, so there was no point in dragging out a league or a season where or for guys that like didn't even want to play. So I'm facing my boy SkyyRise. He's also in the IDM, and yeah, he's a very hot team. This battle actually was supposed to be me versus Zazel, but my boy Tony actually had to drop out because he's in the GBAD league, if you didn't know by now. So that came first, I guess. And yeah, I asked Sky if he wanted to take over because he's a solid battler, a good friend of mine. Um, we had some nice battles in the IDM in both seasons that we were in it, so I'm definitely expecting a fun one versus him. Looking at his team, you see like the Mega God of War, which we dropped after week 1. You see Suicune, you see Latios, you see Inferno, full of threats. He also had like a Z-Lander T, he has a Lowland Persian on the squad, a couple of fat mons alongside those like few offensive threats. And yeah, very threatening matchup. For Sky, this match is actually important because if he and my boy Nick, aka Reckless Bat, are tied for record and differential, so heading into this week. So whoever like wins with the better differential or loses with the better differential actually makes playoffs in their conference. So kind of important match, but it's funny because Nick plays Matty Brolic, who's in my division, and Sky plays me, and the other guy who has playoff aspirations in the opposite conference plays Gypsy. So tough week 10s for those guys that want to make playoffs, but I advised myself and my fellow Mount Rushmore members to prep as well as they can and play as well as they can, so we have a fair environment for um, the playoff hopefuls, I would say. So I built a kind of hot squad. Around Belly Drum, Salic Berry Chestnut. Very fat set, it's almost max HP, but it's you can't divide the HP number by 4. Some guys that run Belly Drum are too stupid to even put like even HP numbers, but I know my spreads. So yeah, this drum chestnut can put in a lot of work. It's a sub drum, obviously, with Seed Bomb and Drain Punch, but with Overgrow as the ability, because in Overgrow, max HP Ladi drops to Seed Bomb at +6. Otherwise Ladi doesn't drop to it and can break my sub and put me maybe in banded Mark Punch range from 8 or so. But the set is designed to outspeed his fastest mono +1, obviously, which is the Alolan Persian, and it's also designed to never have its sub broken or be revenged at 25%, in case I don't get a sub up or something, by a Life Orb Mark Punch from Iron Fist Ape, which is pretty nice. It also takes 25 max from a Pillow Swine, unless it's if it's uninvested, if it's like adamant, so it always breaks my sub. But if it's a fat Pillow Swine and decides to bring it, it choose to hit at 25. It also doesn't have its sub broken by +1 Suicune Skull, so I can potentially set up on this, depending on the set and how fast it is. If it's like a slow variant like Crocune, this is like the go-to one I can set up on, because I'm outspeeding uninvested Tune, and I figure he must be like pretty bulky to chew hits from Life or Mammoth and shit like that. Register is the other mon I can't set up on because nothing Register has besides Seismic Toss breaks my sub, and I doubt he would run Seismictoss versus shit like Clefable and Celesteela, like which like they don't take any damage from it anyway. So I'd much rather probably runs coverage for Nidoqueen with Earthquake and maybe Arrow with Iron Head or something. Maybe even it's like a 3 attacks curse variant or something with like Thunder Punch to hit Celesteela harder. But I don't expect Seismictoss on the thingy here because like with Protect and Leech Seed I just get like I just get the health back with my setting that can't one any of my walls obviously, and like Clef, like he much rather has Iron Head for that, so that's cool. I call this team the Berry Special actually because I got the Select Berry on Chestnut, I got the Chopper Berry Mamoswine with Stealth Rock and Triple Stab with Icicle Spear in case he wants to run some weird Yachi Berry on like Latios or something. Because like I had to run berries because Infernape I don't have to switch him for that for this thing depending on the set. Like Life Orb Physical just bobs my entire team, so I gotta be careful. So Mamoswine, Chopper Berry, Occa Berry, Air Slash, Heavy Slam, Leech, Protect, Celesteela, a very decent check to shit like Guard, to Ladi. Obviously can always come in on Registeel and can Leech Croaking and shit like that. Clefable here, not a berry set, the only non-berry set besides Arrow. It's the Kansai 6th gen Clef set with T-Wave, Moonblast, Softball, and Carmine. My opponent only has one Fairy Resist, which you see here, big Registeel. And yeah, once that is gone, this thing can win on its own, which is nice. Versus offense, I get a nice Mega Arrow, enough speed for his fastest mon, I think, or maybe just for Ladi with Earthquake, Stone Edge, Ice Fang, and Roost, I think. Ice Fang obviously for the Lando T, which can come, but it also helps revenging Latios because Latios takes like 75 from this. So Edge, like he doesn't really have a switch in besides Registeel, and Registeel takes like 40 from Earthquake if he's special defensive, which he very well could be because then Nidoqueen has a tough time breaking it. Nidoqueen is a Sugar Berry variant with Toxic Spikes, Dual Step, and Ice Beam. Ice Beam obviously to lure potentially Lando. I think it's modest with max HP and some speed, maybe to creep Q or so, but maybe I'm slower. But very solid check to like Electivire because I always choose one hit. Easily choose a Life Orb, Earthquake, or Flare Blitz from Infernape after rocks, which helps. And Toxic Spikes are just clean for the fat Gardevoir and the fat Carmine, like Vinkyun or something. When I built this team around Drum Nord, I decided to always lead with Chestnut because that makes like that helps me like identify potentially his dedicated switch into it, which could be helpful, and it also allows me to bluff a defensive set because if I'm Drum Chestnut, I usually would keep my win con on the back, right? Because I don't want to take it, don't want it to take early damage, and like if I lead with it, you probably will expect a Spike set or something, or Leech Seed set, and will go into whatever he feels like is his best switch, and maybe even Gardevoir or so, because Gardevoir usually deals with Chestnut very well. So I can bluff the defensive set and hopefully catch him off guard with it later on the Q or the Registeel. So I lead off with Chestnut, my boy, and as he leads with Ivar. I decided to go hard into Mamoswine when he doesn't have a reason to over predict turn 1. So you can just like click Flamethrower or Volt Switch, both of which I chew. And like if I see a Life Orb or a boosting item, I can like just go out into my Clef or my Nidoqueen on the cross chop or something and go from there. But this thing is kind of tough for me to switch in as well, so I have to pivot around anyway. So I go into my Mamoswine as he pulls a switch into his Infernape, probably predicting a Leech or so, maybe like just a C-Form. But Hard Infernape very interesting here, and I'm kind of forced to stay in. As I said, I run the berry for it, like just in case, just to potentially like lure an Infernape because this thing just goes in. And if you Scarf Ape, I really want to get him low. Or like want to get him down to help Chestnut win because Scarf Ape always can revenge me if he breaks my sub first. So yeah, Mamoswine here. I have to click Earthquake. I really contemplate going for rocks. I see scouts for me being Scarf. It looks like I think a Scarf Ape would have gone for U-turn and would have carried U-turn versus my team to keep the pressure up versus my fat stuff. So yeah, I go for the Earthquake as he goes Ladi. Very aggressive switch, but it works out just fine. And here I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna Draco Meteor when I have the Celesteela and the Fable in the back, or like even an arrow which choose a life of Draco because I'm very fat on max HP and shit like that. So I'm thinking, yeah, he probably like wants to go for a psychic type move, which is very much no drawback, especially if he specs like he does little fuck ton to me. I can live it though because I'm pretty fat mammal, and I decide to stay in and go for the Ice Quill Spear because like this thing is annoying. But he goes for the Surf, and I'm like, whenever I play a Ladi, I just expect like fat CM variants because like they usually tend to do well versus my kind of drafts. And yeah, here I totally forgot about Surf, and he just bobs me with the life of guaranteed Oko, so nothing I can do there. But now I can go into my Clef, and I have to T-Wave here. No reason to make a risky double or something. As he goes into Registeel. T-Waving the Registeel also helps Clef 1v1ing it because like I can get to +6 pretty easily with some full paras on his part, and then like 5-hit KO him or something with the Moonblast. So I go into my Nidoqueen now, trying to get up my T-Spikes as he breaks through and gets up his rocks. Not really a big deal. Like rocks don't hurt my team too much yet. Yes, it's like annoying for arrow, but I'm not too concerned. Like the main goal still is to get in my Chestnut on this thing or the Qn. So and Qn is like not a threat anymore because of T-Spikes. Pro Qn is abused by Chestnut, so that's kind of clean. Goes for the EQ to get up my T-Spikes. Does nothing because of my Sugar Berry. And now I can go into my Chestnut as he switches out into Ladius. I contemplate going for Ice Beam here, but I knew it wouldn't kill if he goes into Ladi, and I figured Qn was very likely switch in because he doesn't want to take too much chip because that means Clef would win. So I figured Qn would come in, but he goes into Ladi. I'm forced to switch out again into my Celesteela as he predicts it and goes for the T-Ball, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm in a really bad spot right now. I pretty much have to sack him on here, probably my Celesteela, and then double out with Clef on his Registeel switch, and this is exactly what I'm gonna do. I try to go for Leech Seed here to like potentially stall out the double switcher so he makes predicting me to double. But now like I'm very much in the bag right now as you see, and I'm like I still haven't identified if he's a Scarf Evire or Scarf Ape. I think he's not Scarf Ape, but I can't know for sure now. I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to make a play now. I double out into my Chestnut as he goes into Registeel, and now I can sub up, and now it's drumming time because he over predicts or like just stays in and goes for the Toxic. Probably his best overall play, but now I'm like, nah, we're drumming out here. we get the attack boost, we get the Select boost, overground Seed Bomb, Bob's Ladi, even if he's max HP, this thing goes so down. Evire comes in, not Scarf, I can Drain Punch it. This is gonna be GG, it's Aki. we pull off the Chestnut sweep here somehow, but after being in the back for the entire match, and this is gonna be a nice 19 turn beatdown by Chestnut. My man Sky said he was kind of drunk when we played, but it was the only time he was free this week, so I'm gonna cut him some slack because otherwise it would have been mad funny. But he has to seg one mon after the other, and this is gonna be a 4 win for us to end the regular season. Regular season was very frustrating in my opinion. I finished 5-5, so I after this win, so like definitely one of my worst seasons ever. But we still kept our streak going of never missing playoffs and never having losing records. So that's something. That's what I was playing for the last 2 weeks. I was kind of fed up with my team. I think it has some major flaws. Probably one of my worst drafts because like I have to bring like 5 of my top 7 mons every game, which can be kind of predictable, and a lot of mons on my squad do the same thing. So not too happy with how I built the squad, but anyway, we made playoffs. We got hexed out of 1 or 2 matches this season. Definitely should have had a slightly better record in my opinion, at least 6-4. But yeah, that's like not a big deal. Still made playoffs guaranteed, and in playoffs you get a nice Mount Rushmore matchup in round 1. I'm gonna face Maddie Brawlick, who actually finished the season either 9-1 or 10-0. He still has to play Nick as this match is recorded for week 10. So yeah, maybe he's like he might be an undefeated team that doesn't get a first round bye because Sebi also is undefeated and has a better differential than Maddie. And yeah, he takes the first round bye. I'm facing Maddie round 1. This should be a fun one. By cutting the season to 10 weeks, I'm actually like avoiding a second matchup inside my division versus Maddie, which is not too big of a deal. I think we both would have like probably just memed it or so, because we were very likely playoff opponents at this stage of the season. So yeah, this is gonna be a rematch from our week 3 match, which was pretty hype. Nice offensive game. I built some heat for that, and yeah, hopefully like I can advance in the divisional round of the playoffs. It's been a while since I didn't have a first round bye in in the ITL, I think, or the IDM. Like in a bunch of leagues that offer first round byes, I usually get them, but this time I have to go through potentially 2 10-0 teams and then potentially Gypsy on the other side of the bracket. So this is gonna be a tough playoff run. I don't know if we can beat Maddie. I don't think we have the matchup there, but I'm always confident that I can pull it off. But we will see. Definitely should be a hype one. I'm very much looking forward to playing Maddie again. He's like one of the greatest to ever do it, obviously. So this should be a fun one. I'm definitely gonna record it, and yeah, we'll have some fun with it. I haven't got too much into prep, but I'm gonna cook up some heat to catch one of my fellow goats off guard, and then we see if we advance or not. If we don't advance, I'm kind of happy the season is over. To be honest, it was very frustrating overall, and yeah, like I never found my groove with the squad, so it's not too big of a deal if we lose in playoffs. But if we pull off a win or two in the playoffs, this could be one of the best um, playoff runs ever, in my opinion. Because like if you go through Matty Brolic, who's 10-0, through Sebi, who's 10-0, and then potentially through Gypsy, who's by many considered to be the greatest of all time, then you're talking some game right now. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. First comes my match versus Maddie, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna hit you with some nice IDM content in the next couple days. I'm supposed to play my semis match tomorrow, I think, and yeah, that should be fun. But we'll see how that one goes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry for like not uploading all matches. I really was fed up with Mons at some point during the season, so I didn't really upload anything and didn't feel like playing Mons at all. But we made it to playoffs. That's what counts. And yeah, catch you there. See ya.